for them to prepare for this second live performance. Let's take a listen to how you can participate on Culture Crunch in advance. Got questions for our guests? Don't hesitate and send them to us. Tune-in time is your chance to get the answers. Whether you're curious about their journey or just want to gush over your favorite artist, we want to hear from you. Leave a message on arirangradio.com at the Culture Crunch message board. Send us an email at culturecruncharirang@gmail.com or DM us on Instagram at culturecrunch_arirang. We'll pass along your questions directly to our guests. Don't miss the chance. This is your moment to connect. We can't wait to hear from you. All right, it seems that Kogohak is ready for their second live performance, so let's enjoy it together.
기억하지 못한 어떤 한 장면 같아 지난 모습 그대로 미쳐가지 못한 너의 마지막 날의 비겁한 변명처럼 지워두지 못해 복잡해진 방안은 지난 모습 그대로 이어가지 못한 우리의 상상들은 유치한 장난 같아 사실 오늘 아주 깊은 다짐들이 찾아왔어 아주 짙고 복잡한 낱말들이 내 곁을 스쳐가네 깨어나지 못해 빠져들었던 꿈은 지난 모습 그대로 미쳐버린 듯한 우리의 세상 같아 진실을 피해가네 지쳐버린 듯해 멀어져버린 꿈은 지난 모습 그대로 이어가지 못한 우리의 약속들은 깊은 밤을 떠돌아 사실 오늘 아주 깊은
that second live performance, we have yet again a lot of comments coming in. And first of all, I think this song was a lot more groovy and it had that moody feel compared to 파도 wave that we listened to earlier. So one of our listeners, 김민식, is saying 휘몰아치는 아름다운 소리의 향연 너무 감미롭네요 라고 해주셨고요. So that beautiful surging and swirling sound, it's just beautiful. And Griffin Smith is saying, heck yeah, I'm loving this song. And also NY4N9ZZZ is saying 고고학 붐 업. 이라고 해주셨고요. And Haley JJ is saying 처음 들어보는데 노래 좋네요. So Haley is listening to this song for the first time, but she's loving it. And Ojin 8947 is saying 진짜 점심시간에 은혜 받는 느낌이다 라고 해주셨어요. So it feels like Ojin is getting blessed during lunchtime because he or she is listening to it during lunchtime. And also Robert has sent in our comment as well. But before that, 이 파도랑 다르게 컴플렉스는 조금 더 그루비하고 뭔가 느낌 있는 리듬이 그런 느낌이네요, 확실히.
네, 맞습니다.
네, 너무
네.
좋았고요. All right. And this is a question other than, not related to the performance itself. Salty KGL님께서 또 댓글 남겨주셨는데 병현님 요리하시는 거 좋아하신다고 들었는데 제일 최근에 만든 요리가 뭔지 궁금하다고 질문 주셨네요. What's your favorite, I guess, song that you, not song, food that you like to cook these days?
마침 어제 딱 요리를 했는데요.
Oh.
포테이토 샐러드를 만들어서 먹었습니다.
Oh, okay, potatoes. That sounds like a pretty simple dish, right? Okay, so Salty KHL Pyongyun made potato salad last night and he enjoyed it. Okay, very interesting. Now, unfortunately, it's already time to wrap up. 얘기를 하다 보니까 또 곡도 두 곡이나 듣다 보니까 이미 마무리할 시간이 됐어요. 사실 개인적인 질문들도 너무 드리고 싶었는데 okay, well, can you tell us a little bit about your plans for your upcoming albums, perhaps? 네, 이제 앞으로 좀 예정 중인 작업 중인 앨범이 있으시다면 계획 조금 공유해 주시겠어요?
사실 들려드릴 스케치들은 진짜 너무너무 많고 그리고 정말 다행히도 뭔가 영감이 서로 만나면 끊이지 않는 편인 것 같아서 저희만 열심히 한다면 아마 곧 만나실 수 있지 않을까 생각을 해봅니다. 네,
올해 곧 만나볼 수 있겠죠?
네 이미 몇몇 공연도 좀 예정이 돼 있는 상태고 그래서 여러 군데서 만나보실 수 있을 것 같습니다.
혹시 가장 임박한 공연 정보 살짝만 주실 수 있을까요? 여기서?
마침 내일 티켓 오픈인데요.
네.
네, 그 상수 합정사이 롤링홀에서 진행하는 저희 단독 공연이 예정되어 있습니다.
Oh, yay. Okay, so they have a lot of albums planned for the year, but tomorrow their tickets will open for the concert that will be held in Rolling Hall between 합정 and 상수 station. So do check that out on their social media as well. Well, we'll have to let them go. 김민식님께서 안 돼 못 가. 네, 김대머리님께서 안 돼 못 가라고 하시는데 또 와주시면 정말 감사하겠습니다. 에피소드 2 네, 기다리고 있을게요. Alright, so we'll invite them hopefully again next time, but we will have to wrap up right there. But it was such a fun 1 hour with band 고고학 today, listening to 2 live performances and getting to know a little bit more about each of the members as well. Now we'll leave you to our last song. Here is Trauma by 고고학, the very song that was recognized on Apple Music. But do join us again tomorrow for more culture to crunch on. Bye-bye. Keep crunching.
안녕을 고하리 분노한 태양과 허탈한 영혼과 냉기가 가득한 광야에 오르리 난 떠올리게 됐지 멍청한 선택들과 사치 나태해진 너에게 이렇게 외칠게 넌 떠올리게 됐지 가벼운 선택들과 사치 냉소적인 세상과
How to survive in Korea. Workplace. Step 1. Lunchtime. The most important morning routine is to check today's menu. Food is essential for survival. Memorize today's menu. The highlight of office life. Lunchtime. Rice in the bottom left, soup in the bottom right. The top is for the sides. The sauce and the spoon go here. This is the basic layout, but it's a bit odd to switch rice and soup. When you're done, pour the leftovers into the soup bowl. It doesn't look that appetizing, so wait until others are done eating. Step 2. Neng, nep, nenep. These are the most used expressions at work. Choose the most appropriate form. Neng, nep, nenep. Remember that the formal ne can sound a bit stiff. Did you just say yes? Absolutely not acceptable. You want to find the right word for the right occasion. Step 3. Desteria. Desteria is the oasis in the desert. Show them your character. If you're not the diligent type, get a stooky plant. Work is tough. Laugh and the whole world laughs with you. Weep and you weep alone. Stay put, like the stooky that survives in the desert. Hang in there until the end. Of course, you can always quit. You matter more than anything else. Step 4. Survival kit. Every worker needs a survival kit. Survival kit level 1. This position gets the most exposure. Grab one when you need a sugar boost. Always keep a few treats you can offer your co-workers. Survival kit level 2. These are for hunger pangs before and after a meal. You'll need them when you take a coffee break with your office buddies. Survival kit level 3. Trash talking your boss with your soulmate. Did you survive in the workplace? Office romance? Be careful. Even the photocopier knows all the gossip.
Introducing Korean broadcast content that you won't be able to stop watching. For weary modern souls, Dr. Romantic, the quirky genius doctor of Puldam Hospital, prescribes heartwarming tales of humanity. A couple together for 7 years sees their rose-tinted glasses shatter. Can they keep their relationship alive? Discover the raw stories of youth, work, and love. Beyond what social media can show, experience the vibrant Korea through its hidden gems. Mama, the ultimate K-pop festival for global fans. Find your star in a feast of trendy music and electrifying performances. Now, the whole world enjoys it together.
President Lee Jae-myung, on the final day of his trip to China, is in Shanghai to meet young entrepreneurs. He's also scheduled to visit a historic building in the city that once served as one of the headquarters of the Korean government in exile during Japan's colonial rule. The world's biggest tech show, the CES, officially kicked off in Las Vegas, with this year's spotlight on physical AI, artificial intelligence that extends beyond software into the physical world around us. South Korean companies are keeping pace with this trend, including Hyundai Motor Group's Boston Dynamics, which showcased its humanoid robot, Atlas. Following the ousting of Venezuela's leader, the U.S. is reportedly preparing to meet with executives from major American oil companies later this week to discuss oil production and exports from the South American country. Meanwhile, the White House confirmed that the U.S. government is discussing a range of options to acquire Greenland, and that utilizing the U.S. military is an option. Hello, and thanks for joining us on Arirang News. We begin today with President Lee Jae-myung's trip to China. The president is in the Chinese city of Shanghai, where he will meet young entrepreneurs and visit a historical site that represents Korea's fight for independence during Japan's colonial rule. He will then wrap up his 4-day state visit to China. Our Blue House correspondent Yoon Jung-min starts us off.
The focus of the South Korean leader's final day in China is the economy and history. President Lee Jae-myung will attend the South Korea-China Venture and Startup Summit on Wednesday in Shanghai, known as China's economic and financial hub, to meet young entrepreneurs in content, healthcare, and energy sectors. Later in the day, he will visit the Provisional Government Building in Shanghai, one of several headquarters used by the Korean government in exile during Japanese colonial rule. His visit coincides with the 150th anniversary of the birth of Korean independence activist Kim Gu, as well as the centennial anniversary of the Shanghai Provisional Government. The visit also focuses on the history of the two countries fighting for independence and national sovereignty in the early 20th century, which was touched upon earlier at the Yi-Shi Summit.
Amid deepening global uncertainties, the two leaders agreed to contribute to regional peace based upon their common history of working together to restore national sovereignty.
Yi arrived in Shanghai on Tuesday, where he was hosted by the Party Secretary of Shanghai, Chen Jining, for dinner. The Korean president stressed the importance of a friendly relationship between the two countries, noting the need to address negative sentiment and hate speech targeting each other's countries. President Lee is set to return home as he closes out his 4-day state visit to China that included meetings with Chinese President Xi Jinping and high-level politicians. Yoon Jung-min, Arirang News, Shanghai.
Meanwhile, China has imposed rare earth and technology export controls on Japan, escalating its response to comments made by Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi about Taiwan. China's Ministry of Commerce said on Tuesday that rare earth exports of all dual-use civilian and military items to Japanese military end users, or for uses that enhance Japan's military capabilities, are now banned with immediate effect. It marks Beijing's first use of supply chain and technology restrictions against Japan. Analysts say the timing during South Korean President Lee Jae-myung's state visit to China suggests an effort to weaken South Korea-Japan-U.S. trilateral cooperation. Last November, the Japanese Prime Minister stated in Parliament that a Chinese attack on Taiwan could constitute a survival-threatening situation, potentially triggering Tokyo's right to collective self-defense. The Trump administration is reportedly preparing to meet with senior executives from major U.S. oil companies later this week. The talks are expected to cover boosting Venezuela's oil production following the ousting of Nicolas Maduro. Our Lee Seung-jae has more.
The Donald Trump administration is preparing to meet with senior executives from major U.S. oil companies later this week, according to a source cited by Reuters. Tuesday's report says talks are expected to focus on boosting Venezuela's oil production following the U.S. military operation that removed Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro from power. The administration is considering a return of U.S. energy companies to Venezuela nearly 2 decades after the country's government took control of U.S.-led oil operations. The White House declined to comment directly on the planned meetings, but said it believes U.S. industry is ready to re-enter Venezuela. The 3 largest U.S. oil companies, ExxonMobil, ConocoPhillips, and Chevron, did not immediately respond to requests for comment. However, industry analysts cautioned that such plans face significant obstacles, including damaged infrastructure, political instability, an uncertain legal framework, and questions over the durability of U.S. policy toward Venezuela. Meanwhile, interim President Delcy Rodriguez announced the activation of an agro-food, industrial, and communal high command to protect the country's productive sectors following the attack. She also called for national unity and pledged to maintain the flow of essential goods and industrial production.
Venezuelans, let us keep working so that at the end of 2026, we can say we have fulfilled our duty as a country in national unity. We Venezuelans have fulfilled our duty. All productive sectors have fulfilled their duty to our people and our homeland. And with that, the agro-food, industrial, and communal high command is now in place.
Venezuela's Justice Minister Tarek William Saab described the U.S. military operation as a war crime, saying it was carried out without a declaration of war or United Nations Security Council authorization. He said prosecutors would investigate the incident. Separately, the White House confirmed that President Trump is also discussing a range of options to acquire Greenland, including the possible use of military force after Trump called the territory a U.S. national security priority. Greenland is a semi-autonomous region of Denmark, a fellow member of NATO. European allies have rallied behind Denmark following the remarks. Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen warned that any U.S. attack would undermine NATO itself. 6 European nations issued a joint statement affirming that only Greenland and Denmark can decide their future relations. Lee Seung-jae, Arirang News.
CES 2026 officially kicked off today. The buzzword at this year's CES is undoubtedly physical AI, marking a shift from generative software to intelligence embedded in hardware. Our Kim Do-yeon takes us to the Las Vegas Convention Center for a closer look.
Meet Atlas. Hyundai Motor Group's Boston Dynamics unveiled this humanoid robot to kick off CES 2026. It drew attention as it resembles the body of a human being, but its limbs move much more freely. The car maker is focusing on robots, specifically physical AI, as the next chapter of its business.
Robots equipped with physical AI. Robots that perceive the world like we do and work responsibly for us and with us. This is technology that is built for humanity. Technology that supports us, extends our capabilities, makes our work safer, and in some cases more meaningful.
And Hyundai also won the Best of Innovation award with its Moped. The autonomous one can deliver items up to 47 kilograms. Another key Korean company in physical AI is Doosan Robotics. Together with Maple Advanced Robotics Inc., its Scan and Go robot won awards in both AI and robotics, the definition of physical AI. It moves autonomously and scans surfaces to identify areas that need work. Here is how the company explained the technology.
So what we're accomplishing with our physical AI is we're giving the ability for the robots to see, think, and act. So the robot is able to see with our 3D vision. So just like a person would, it's able to take a decision based on the meaningful robot movement with our physical AI that's embedded into the system, and finally do the work.
And this robot by the company is for sorting out parcels and organizing storage.
I'm going to put in Arirang. Now this robot finds the block with the correct letters and completes the word.
And here at CES, because physical AI requires complex hardware, component makers are also gaining attention, including companies that make the sensors or develop AI software to process data. I spoke to one company that provides the LiDAR sensors for robots and vehicles. After attending CES for a decade in smaller booths, the company finally secured a booth on the main show floor this year, citing the rise of physical AI as perfect timing.
Beyond existing cameras actually capturing 3D spatial data, I believe LiDAR is the new core of the physical AI era. In that sense, as a core sensor for physical AI, it is truly an honor and great to be able to exhibit right here in the center of the show.
As for South Korean companies, while physical AI is not yet a standalone award category, 6 South Korean companies were explicitly identified as winners in the robotics category, or for robotic solutions centered on this new technology. Kim Do-yeon, Arirang News, Las Vegas.
For the first time in 7 months, South Korea's foreign exchange reserves shrank in December last year, as authorities took measures to address the weakening Korean won. Our Park Jun-an explains more.
South Korea's foreign reserves fell for the first time in 7 months in December last year due to interventions aimed at managing currency volatility. According to the Bank of Korea on Tuesday, the country's foreign reserves in December stood at just over $428 billion, down $2.6 billion from November. This is the largest December foreign reserves decrease since the Asian financial crisis in 1997. Prior to the drop, South Korea's foreign reserves had risen for 6 consecutive months from a near 5-year low of about $404.6 billion in May to $430.66 billion in November. As of late November, South Korea ranked 9th globally in foreign reserves, with China and Japan ranked 1st and 2nd. In December of last year, foreign exchange authorities in Korea issued strong verbal warnings, telling market participants to be mindful that expectations of further depreciation of the won could lead to unfavorable outcomes. Following government efforts to cool the FX market, the $1 exchange rate saw a drop. The $1 exchange rate, which hovered around 1,484 won in late December before the intervention, closed the year at approximately 1,441. Park Jun-an, Arirang News.
Korean culture has left a mark on the English language with words like Ramyeon, haenyo, and 선배 newly added to the Oxford English Dictionary. Oxford University confirmed on Wednesday that 8 Korean culture-related terms, including 빙수, 찜질방, 아줌마, and Korean barbecue, were added this year, marking the 2nd consecutive year of new Korean entries. Experts say the surge reflects the growing global influence of K-culture, as increased usage in English language media, research, and entertainment met the OED's strict inclusion standards. Once added, these words remain in the dictionary permanently, underscoring what scholars describe as a lasting linguistic legacy of the Korean wave. And the Korean wave's popularity in Southeast Asia is boosting exports of cosmetics and food. In Malaysia, it's expected to become an ASEAN hub for Korean consumer goods. Our Cha Yun-kyung reports.
Crowds fill the Korea Brand and Entertainment Expo 2025 venue in Malaysia. KBEE is one of the most famous K-lifestyle festivals that combines Hallyu, such as Korean celebrities and K-pop concerts, with the promotion of consumer goods and services products from Korea. It is meant to integrate culture and industries, with Hallyu acting as a motivational impetus. Visitors took photos with idol stars in virtual reality and tasted Korean food. Kuala Lumpur, one of the places where the Korean wave is currently at its hottest, became the 26th host city of the KBEE. About 20,000 people visited the venue over the 3 days it was held.
The boy group, I like the culture.
I think it's a K-beauty because their product is actually our Korea product is so good.
People in Malaysia are so warm and welcoming. I guess it's part of their character.
This enthusiasm for the Korean wave also translated into expo results, with contracts and business agreements worth $8.57 million concluded during the festival. Last year, Korea's consumer goods exports to Malaysia increased by 14.1% year-on-year, marking the second highest growth rate among the top 10 consumer goods export destinations, following the UAE.
We are seeing annual growth of 10 to 20%. The popularity of Korean brands is certainly strong.
With the conclusion of FTA negotiations with Malaysia last October, Korean companies are expected to accelerate their entry into the local market.
Malaysia is often called the hub of Southeast Asian countries and serves as a kind of testing ground for entering the market.
Korean consumer goods companies are expected to continue their unstoppable drive into Malaysia and other Southeast Asian countries. 차윤경, 아리랑 뉴스.
This is The World Now, bringing you everything you need to know from around the globe. U.S. President Donald Trump has warned House Republicans that failing to win the 2026 midterm elections would likely lead Democrats to impeach him. Speaking at a closed-door Republican retreat in Washington on Tuesday, Trump told lawmakers they must hold the House, saying Democrats will, quote, find a reason to impeach him if they retake control. Despite his recent military action in Venezuela, he pivoted to domestic politics by claiming credit for stock market gains while distancing himself from the recent inflation. Trump urged party unity and pressed lawmakers to sell his policies on healthcare, gender issues, and election integrity, while acknowledging that sitting presidents have lost House seats in every midterm since 2006. Republicans currently hold the House by 5 seats, a margin Trump called dangerously thin, with every seat up for grabs this November. Ukraine's allies have signed an agreement to deploy a multinational peacekeeping force if a ceasefire with Russia is reached. At talks in Paris on Tuesday, leaders from 27 European countries, Canada, the United States, NATO, and the EU agreed to back Ukraine with air, land, and sea support and to strengthen its army as the first line of deterrence. U.S. representatives officially backed the security guarantees, suggesting a direct American role in monitoring peace. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky said allies identified which countries would lead security efforts on the ground, in the air, and at sea, though each government must still approve binding commitments. An Arctic freeze has brought heavy snow and ice across Europe, killing 6 people and causing widespread travel chaos. In France, authorities reported deadly road accidents and ordered trucks off highways as snow blanketed the Paris region, forcing airport closures. At Amsterdam's Schiphol Airport, around 600 flights were canceled as crews cleared runways and aircraft amid freezing conditions. Sub-zero temperatures also disrupted transport in Britain and the Balkans, shutting schools, halting rail service, and leaving communities struggling with snow, ice, and power outages. In Indonesia, flash floods and landslides triggered by torrential monsoon rains have killed at least 16 people and left 4 missing. That's according to officials on Tuesday in Indonesia's North Sulawesi province. Fast-moving torrents of mud and debris swept away 7 homes and damaged over 140 others in the province early on Monday, forcing more than 680 residents into emergency shelters. Rescue teams recovered bodies as waters receded. Local authorities have declared a 14-day emergency response. Chu Ji-hyun, Arirang News.
Morning commute was rather comfortable, but chilly winds will pick up as the day goes on, with a much colder evening commute expected. And by tomorrow morning, there will be a sharp drop in temperatures, feeling more like minus 14 degrees Celsius here in the capital. So an extra layer of clothing is a must for tomorrow. Meanwhile, the East Coast remains very dry with no significant precipitation in sight. Dry weather advisories remain in place for parts of the capital area and eastern parts of Korea, with dust levels rising at times. Strong winds will also continue, increasing the risk of wildfires. Please be extra careful with fire safety. And as colder air moves in later on, daytime temperatures will not rise that much. Seoul will stay around 1 degree, Daejeon topping out at 5 degrees under mostly sunny skies, while Jeju could see continuing rain or snow through the afternoon. And speaking of which, winter rain or snow is expected in central regions on Saturday.
Now that's all we have for today's noon edition of Arirang News. Thank you for watching. We'll be back shortly with our special live coverage of President Lee Jae-myung's press briefing on the summit between South Korea and China at 1 p.m. Korea time. Stay tuned.
우선 저희 누나가 발레를 하다 보니까 자연스럽게 누나 발레 학원에 따라가서 누나가 하는 모습을 보니까 저도 하고 싶다고 생각이 조금 들어서 발레 음악에 맞춰서 아무 춤이나 추다 보니까 그냥 그 음악